Hey movie buffers, movie buff 29 coming out to another video. So this is going to be my reaction to Bridgerton. If you haven't watched my last video, go check it out. After watching this video that I reacted to, I mixed up Daphne and Penelope Featherstone. It was hard because there were a lot of characters that were introduced, and it was just trying to it was confusing at first to kind of see what was going on and what the plot line was about. But I guess there's this lady Whistledown, I think that was her name, and I think she's a real person, but I think that's also Julie Andrews, because from the voice of the narrator and at the end when she says Lady Whistledown, it sounds like Julie Andrews. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember seeing her in the opening credits. But yeah, so I remember that Daphne, so I guess Daphne and Penelope are sisters, or they could be cousins. I'm not sure. I have to. I'll understand that more once I start watching it more. But I know that Daphne is the one that got the thumbs up, or I think she called her flawless. Queen Charlotte called her flawless, and then I think Penelope was the one that kind of was snubbed by Queen Charlotte with her and her sisters. So I guess it's like, I guess her sisters then, Penelope, Daphne. So that makes sense. And then I know that her Daphne's brother, who I thought his name was Nigel, but I guess his name was Anthony. Because I know that they are trying to find suitors for the girls, because I guess that's the common law. And I guess Anthony, her brother, was trying to not like have her find suitors that weren't like up to their standards, and I guess he was trying to get Lord Burbrook, to be with her, even though she despises him, and I despise him too. His introduction, he's just like a stalker. Like, he's just so like, his attitude and his personality is just so vile. I agree with Daphne. I feel like she could do way better. And I guess, yeah, so that part was kind of making sense. I kind of had to rewatch it again, just kind of see what was going on. Usually after I watch the second time, I start understanding more and more, because this is a whole new, I never watched shows like this. So I thought, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so, and I guess the Duke of Hastings, I guess his name was Simon, and him and Daphne's brother are good friends. I know he came back to London because of the death of his father, and I guess, yeah, and I guess everyone was, I guess not just Anthony, but a lot of people were trying to get her and Burbrook together, which, like, this is, I don't know, like, I don't know much about, the royal family or anyone royal, but I feel like that, like, arranged marriages, like, relationships doesn't usually work out. I don't know but I know they have to, because they have a certain standard that they have to uphold to the people of London. So, yeah, and I guess instead of Daphne going to Burbrook, I guess the Duke was like, pretend to court each other. That way he's not bombarded by all these women who want to have him, and she won't have Burbrook or all the other suitors after her. I guess because I don't think Daphne wants. I think she just wants to kind of we call it I guess she wants to be free or something. And she is very classy. Like, I gotta say, Daphne is probably. I know it was only the first episode, but I feel like Daphne really, is kind of seeing what's going on, and I guess she's thinking like, is this what I want? Is this what I need? But that's kind of what I got from the first episode. I guess we'll figure out what happens next, but I guess here we are ready. So let's watch episode 2 of Bridgerton. I wonder who's that.
Hush! Breathe! Yes, yes.
Your Grace,
is this the past?
You must breathe, Your Grace. Someone must tell me something.
Is that Simon's father?
What do you do? I must know if I'm at long last to have a son.
Forceps. See that? It is a boy, Your Grace.
Yep. So that must be Simon's birth. Such a proud moment. Aw, look at him.
I have a son.
Uh-oh.
Doctor.
There is too much blood.
I bet it was hard trying to deliver babies back then.
A perfect son.
Would you like us to arrange the Duchess's room for you?
No. It will not be necessary.
That's sad.
Words that come to this author's mind the morning after any.
Yeah, that sounds like Julie Andrews.
And delight. Well, dear reader, the scandalous accounts from last night's soiree at Vauxhall are quite shocking and delightful indeed. Is one Miss Daphne Bridgerton,
Yep.
the illustrious debutante.
I wonder if they're gonna fall in love during this pretend court.
No.
8 balls. You do want our plan to succeed, do you not?
The purpose of this arrangement is to keep the marriage-minded mothers of the ton at bay, not hurl myself directly into the lion's den.
The purpose of this arrangement is to ensure I marry my very first season. And you must remember, no one could know about our little arrangement. Know about what happened last night with Lord Burtbrook.
Ah, yes. How is your hand this morning? You say you did nothing wrong.
He deserved it.
Even the rumour of my being alone with a man, let alone punching him, will ruin me.
Penelope is wondering about Miss Thompson.
What of Miss Thompson?
Penelope has
If you do
inquiries.
not fall silent about Miss Thompson's condition.
I beg your pardon.
No, Ma'am.
Well, how did it happen, Mama? Is there to be a baby?
That will be enough. My lord, you're hearing this. What are we going to do?
There's no need for your hysterics.
Why is Miss Thompson to be kept away?
Oh yeah, we found out she was pregnant.
I know someone with child.
Is it your mama? She's not advanced in age? I suppose your father should still want a boy.
It's not my mum. It is a maid.
Which one of your maids is married?
She's not married.
How did she become a child if she's not married?
I do not know. But I will find out. We fought with Aunt Winnie all season, and Miss Daphne's engagement to the Duke.
I mean, it must be big news
Has the
then.
lady come to be with child?
Oh.
Eloise, what's a question? I thought one needed to be married.
Whatever are you talking about?
Apparently it's not even a requirement. Eloise, that is more than enough.
We were just heading off to
Siblings, right?
Colin Bridgerton.
a round of fencing.
Miss, Humboldt is coming.
Humboldt is coming.
Humboldt?
Why is Humboldt coming?
Oh wow.
What is happening?
Burbrook. Don't be jealous.
Dear God.
Dang.
I shall speak to my soon-to-know Lord.
You must go.
You said you wanted this handled quickly. You gave me your word.
And I intend to keep it. You were the only man who proposed, therefore the only one I thoroughly considered. This is nothing more than a terrible confusion.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. If she doesn't like him the way he likes her.
Tell me.
Oh, Nigel is Burbrook's name. Okay.
You promised your sister to that man.
Not well enough, apparently.
What?
Does not matter. I now have many choices indeed. I do not need...
You have suitors. You do not have what matters, proposals. Except, of course, from Lord Burbrook.
Whatever happened to his eye? It's quite grotesque. Daphne has charmed a duke, Anthony. You must know that changes everything.
Please do not tell me this little rebellion is to do with Hastings.
They are courting.
They've danced a couple of times together at a ball. Colin has done the same.
And they were holding hands.
It does not signify
They
that...
promenaded this morning and he sent flowers today. To both of us.
Expensive ones.
Don't listen to him.
Oh, you need not worry, dearest. Once Lord Burbrook witnesses the seriousness of the Duke's intentions, he will have no choice but to retreat.
He better.
Did you truly dance with the Bridgerton girl? Twice.
Remind me again why you were the first person I chose to reacquaint myself with.
It's kind of random, but...
Admit it, friend. You missed me.
Oh. Can you punch Anthony?
Down here, or must I come up there?
My fists have taken enough pounding from your chin today, your dukeship.
I like that guy. He's cool.
No. And I can think of dozens of reasons why, starting with she is my sister, and ending with she is already engaged to be married, and then perhaps circling back to she...
Don't make it worse.
I was unaware of an engagement. The band's been read then?
I assure you that all the formal preparations are underway. I have arranged everything with Nigel Burbrook, having given him my word.
So you have struck something squarely. Your problem is that Burbrook is a wholly unworthy suitor for Miss Bridgerton.
I agree.
He's 4 years old. He should be able to speak.
He is quite advanced in his letters, more so than any child I have taught.
He would have to be bloody Shakespeare with his letters if he cannot speak.
Why does he look familiar? I feel like I've seen him before.
Let us hear it.
In other films or TV shows.
Give me a word. A grunt. Talk to me, damn you.
You are scaring me.
And if that's what it should take, I shall get a sound from him still.
No.
Oh.
What did you say?
Do not.
What is he doing? He's an imbecile. But it will only remain ours so long as we remain extraordinary. The Hastings name cannot land in the quivering hands of a half-wit.
Dang.
Out of my sight. This boy is dead to me.
Dang. That's kind of how my dad was. I wonder how far along she is.
Marina, may I ask, how did it happen?
Cake.
Cake.
Our vicar in Somerset was given to hours-long sermons. 3, 4, sometimes 5 hours. They last. I would nearly swoon from hunger and fatigue. Until one Sunday, just when I thought I'd have to crawl under the pew from exhaustion, the eldest Crane boy, George, Sir George Crane, sneaked me a wrapped bundle of cake and biscuits. The vicar would have had his head if he knew. After some time, the bundles came to include small notes. We passed tiny missives back and forth for months. It was love, Penelope.
Selling betrothal yet this season. Terribly unexciting.
I could tell you a delicious tidbit about our former scullery maid.
I don't care about a dish wench. I wish to be entertained, enthralled.
Be the rubies or the pearls, miss?
Oh, the pearls, of course. Mamma, perhaps the rubies were better kept to the eye of even more new suitors. If I'm not to put all my eggs in one basket, must...
Smart.
Good heavens, what is it, Mrs. Wilson?
The Queen, ma'am.
Has she fallen ill?
Has King George caused her harm? Her Majesty's Royal Stationery. She has written to you.
Wait,
my
what?
lady.
Reopen it.
I am invited to a private tea with the Queen. In 2
Oh,
days'
wow. I wonder what for.
Never mind the pearls. So, you are not dead after all.
My lady, we were not expecting your visit.
Not once seen in London. No news of your education, not a word about you from your father, yet here you are, alive and breathing. Lady Danbury, my lord. I see you've not learnt any manners. Have you learned to read? To write? To ride a horse? To fence? Well, then why ever are you not in school? It's only so long one in a position such as ours can hide. I knew I would have to step into the light someday, and I could not very well be frightened. So, instead, I made myself frightening. I sharpened my wit, my wardrobe, and my eye, and I made myself the most terrifying creature in any room I entered. Come.
She's nice. I like her.
You can.
That's probably why they have a good relationship with each other.
I understood you well enough.
Let's see what shenanigans Anthony's going to try to pull.
I shall need someone else to seek me a glass of ratafia then. Lord Bridgerton.
That he will leave me alone.
I should hope I do not lose my balance then.
No, I should hope not either. He will be glued to my side all the
I just love those two.
And we must look like we are enjoying ourselves, as difficult as that may be.
Even if they're pretending, their chemistry is just so amazing. I bet you wowed the director and the writers at the auditions.
Go dance with your sister.
Why?
Because I asked you to. Perhaps I was unclear this morning. Is it your wish for me to insult your sister, Bridgerton? On the contrary, you wish your sister to marry a loathsome toad. Lord Bridgerton.
Here comes Burbrook.
But, if need be, I will happily restate my intentions with respect to your sister. I assured you I will resolve the matter, a matter which I shall remind the Duke is none of his concern. Perhaps you are not the authority on what matters concern me, nor on the matter of Lord Burbrook's character. I shall do my best by your sister, Bridgerton. Or perhaps even she might learn to return my affections over time. Oh, do come off it, Burbrook. I presume he failed to mention how he got that purple eye.
Tell him.
He was careless with the cabinet door. He was careless with his honor. He attempted something last night I shall dignify with words when your sister planted a facer. Deservedly so. You will never speak to my sister again.
Yes!
We are to be married. We will be buried if you so much as look in our direction. Be grateful. You will not take the punch from yet another Bridgerton.
You had no right.
I was trying to help.
Well, you did not. All you did was underestimate Nigel's entitlement.
How?
People are watching.
I think I shall take the air tonight.
Sometimes taking a walk helps.
But you do not need her. You're a duke. You already have the money and the connection.
Someone's jealous.
I need her. So why can you not just let me have this one? Because I think it really ought to be up to Miss Bridgerton. When I'm buying a horse, I do not negotiate with the horse. For if I had already known she was loose and damaged, not intact, stop talking.
Unless you want another black eye.
Question the lady's unimpeachable honor again. Yes. Yes, very well. That is all I had hoped to hear. You do not deserve to breathe the same air as her. The stories of your father, Hastings.
Oh.
I know how badly he wanted a son and heir.
Burbrook is really digging himself into a grave.
Poor mother could not deliver. If anyone were to ever turn a blind eye.
I mean, he deserved it.
Well, this is a most unwelcome intrusion.
I thought your grace might be relieved to know that your son is alive and well. Your staff seem somewhat surprised by the fact.
What is the point of your visit?
I am receiving high marks in all of my studies, sir. I ride, and I fence, and I shoot.
Yep, she...
Exceptionally well,
Yep.
I am told.
Wow, she did amazing.
You are my worst failure.
I beg your pardon.
I am sure you do.
I shan't again. might I remind you that this boy is to be the next Duke of Hastings, and that he requires whatever reserves of fatherly nature reside in that frigid heart of yours.
Did you receive my letters?
It is a deep enough wound to live with the knowledge that you shall one day inherit Hastings, but to witness your struggle is too great an insult.
Or maybe it was the father.
You are as useless as your mother proved to be. So, I shall pursue the same course with you as I did with her. To forget that you ever sullied these halls.
Is he not? With refined taste?
Stop!
Is the rouge not to your liking?
No. It is perfect.
I know there were no phones, but you know what I mean. Like, see, they actually got to have conversations with each other.
Mama, might I go play with Eloise?
Lady does not play, Penelope.
Forgive me, Mama. Might I go promenade for suitors with Eloise?
Very well then. That doesn't stand to reason.
Well, it certainly does not.
Yeah, I feel like she's hiding
Mama,
something.
3 children. Would anyone presume that had anything to do with love?
Because they would have got married.
What else did she say? Was she not frightened?
More sad and frightened. But there may be a chance for her to have a happy ending yet, I suppose. She wants to escape to the country where she and her love will marry. And she has even greater reason to be frightened.
Men playing their games up ahead. Whatever happened to your hand?
Boxing.
It's an absurdity that passes for entertainment amongst men. My cuff, button it.
Uh-oh.
Bridgerton?
What have you done?
I've taken matters in my own hands and sought a special license for my wedding to Miss Bridgerton.
What?
To be no wedding.
I have told you the arrangement is cancelled.
Lord Burbrook, you look in a great deal of pain. Shall we continue this conversation in a more private location?
I require no further conversation, though perhaps I am finally speaking to the true head of the Bridgerton house, for if it were you, I imagine you would have instructed your sister to take better care than to encourage certain attentions while alone with me on the dark walk at Vauxhall. Of course, mere hearsay of such a scandal could wreak havoc on even the most influential of families. What would someone like, say, Lady Whistledown
I just want to strangle
with
him.
such unseemly information?
Is that a threat?
It is certainly not.
Issue my challenge to Lord Burbrook straight away. I assure you I've been properly trained in the matter. I know the rules to follow.
So you are not to duel with Lord Burbrook, Anthony. Do you understand me? I don't care what kind of training you think you may have. It is illegal, not to mention positively.
It's sad that they can do that.
No other choice, Mother. When a young woman, let alone one's sister, is rumoured to be dishonoured, the consequences shall be deadly.
It is no solution. Should Lord Burbrook decide to make good on his threat before you shoot him dead, brother, what happens then? He may decide to open his tiny mouth at any moment, and then I shall be ruined. I must marry Nigel Burbrook.
Oh.
It is the only choice.
That's sad. Hopefully she doesn't go through with it.
To 10, and most importantly, children.
Who would have children with Burbrook, though?
You will throw yourself into raising your family, and you will find much joy. I am certain. Go on then.
Sometimes you need one.
Spare one for me?
Suppose I want a different life, Benedict. I truly believe I am quite capable of something more, even when I am not allowed to have anything else.
Then I would say that you're not the only one.
Dancing with Miss Bridgerton. How is she? She's to marry. Then you are free to do as you please. Another.
Wait, what?
As I sang an aria, and I declared then and there that he should become one of the finest composers in Europe.
And certainly you were right. Well, I'm really wrong about such matters. Do you know why? Because when I choose to extend to someone my favour, I expect them to make good on it.
Your Majesty, is this about...
Brimsley. Fresh snuff. England would know our business.
Smart.
I see.
Leaving him and making him leave.
I suppose you do see. I expected a great future for your daughter upon her entrance into society. A future with someone like a duke, perhaps. Pairing like that. Well, would certainly be most enchanting indeed.
And very rare, probably. Why was she looking at them like that?
What are we to do, Ma? We are to invite Lady Berwick over for tea, Mrs. Wilson, at once.
Allow me to set my eyes upon you. Certainly healthy. Even if your countenance is a bit drawn. Quite discerning. You already turned away many more handsome debutantes saying, Mother, I prize accomplishment over beauty.
Wow, he is full of it.
Can you believe it?
Ooh. Oh, that mistress of yours is going through the biscuits quick.
You ate but not one bite at tea, my dear. A young lady must be well fed if she is to bear children. Kippers on rye every morning worked wonders for me when I conceived my Nigel.
That's probably why.
What have you found? What is going on? Oh, you could not think I would ask that woman for tea without a thought for you, could you? The help here is everything, as we all know. She has heard a good deal, in fact. Lord Berwick has a boy by one of his maids that he refused to provide for.
Oh!
Sent the maid and child away to live off scraps. Horrible man. Horrible enough for us to be rid of him, let us pray.
He will only deny it.
But they will if Lady Whistledown does. So
Oh!
we shall do what women do.
Yes!
We shall talk.
Let's stop that wedding.
Done some scheme in America. Oh, mon Dieu. Is it not the most lurid story of the season? Perhaps not the most lurid.
Finding all this dirt on him is so cool.
Every baron has a bastard. A bastard who sent away before the miss even popped?
You don't say.
Oh, so Jenny and Mary.
Yes, it's working.
It has come to this author's attention that the town is abuzz with a most sordid tale. I would not be surprised if Lord Berwick were called away to the country on alleged business. Business which perhaps might involve sending some much overdue funds
Yes.
to one former maid and young boy who we can only hope takes after his mother.
He's getting what he deserves.
I've heard talk that Berwick has left town.
Aww.
I'm given to think the solution to our problem did not come about by chance.
This is for Daphne.
Aww.
Tulips. They symbolize passion. Most appropriate hem for your sister when she decides to marry the Duke.
It's because they don't want to see a scandal? That's a really nice dress.
You hear stories about appalling arrangements and hopeless endings and... Well, it's all very frightening. Surely you've not forgotten what happened to Mama. Her screams that night. You tried to hide it by singing to me, but her voice rattled the windows. I hear them sometimes still in my dreams. She almost died. Mere months after Papa.
No, that would have been too much.
Of course I've not forgotten. Perilous night. But at dawn the world had hyacinth. And we are all the richer for it. Yes, Eloise, there are perhaps darker turns in his woods than we've been taught to expect. There is light to be found at their end.
The game of pretend that you feel you must endlessly maintain.
She knows you really well, though, so kind of hard to hide things from her.
It is more than a negotiation. This is not just about finding the best match to impress Lady Whistledown, or the Queen, or any member of the town. This is about a life, Your Grace. My life. I must finally take charge of it. I cannot afford to do otherwise. So I shall not have this go wrong. And if you are not in agreement, then you should tell me now.
I shall agree. On one condition.
You do not understand, Your Grace.
That you call me Simon. We are truly to seem to be courting.
I'm just saying, I think they might actually fall in love with each other.
Of course.
My son, you have returned to take your rightful place. And the great Hastings' name shall continue. Listen to me very closely.
You didn't tell him?
I will never marry. I will never sire an heir. The Hastings line.
Oh.
Are my words clear enough for you, Father?
You should have been nice to him.
You fucking monster.
Dang. That was a crazy episode. A lot just happened in that. Wow. So Simon had a really bad childhood. I felt so bad for him after his mom passed away, after giving birth to him, and his father just rejecting him because he was stammering, because he didn't feel like he was worthy enough to take the name of Duke. But I'm so glad he had Lady Danbury, though, because Lady Danbury really helped him. She helped him with his stutter. She helped him get the confidence and the passion, and I really liked how he came to his father when, his father was about to pass away, and just tell him, look, because of what you did to me, because of how awful of a father you were, I'm not gonna produce an heir. I'm not gonna get married. I'm not gonna have any kids. So I'm the last one in our family, and I don't blame him for doing that. I don't blame him for saying that. His father really just his father just made me so mad. But yeah, that was a crazy episode. I think he's actually falling in love with Daphne. You could definitely tell the way he was holding her, the way they were looking at each other. I feel like they're actually going to fall in love with each other. And I think they should, because he's so great for her. Their chemistry is just off the walls, as you heard me say a couple times watching this episode. I hope something happens. I hope, they kiss, they fall in love, they get married. And I feel like, even though I know he told his father that he's not going to get married, he's not going to have kids, but I think Daphne might change that in him. But I am so glad that Burbrook is out of the picture. Because, and the fact that he's like, oh, now we're going to be married in 3 days and there's nothing you can do about it. Bitch, please. She does not like you. Her brother knows the truth of what happened. Nothing. I knew they weren't going to go through with it. I know Daphne says she was, but I was so glad that her mom and all the other women in the land really helped stop Burbrook from marrying Daphne and becoming a Bridgerton. So that was good. I love that. I love the team up, and them helping out Daphne shows how much they really do care about her. Yeah, and then with Marina, I feel bad for her, having to be locked up in that room, and it was I really liked how she, how we kind of figured out how she was pregnant, even though I know Penelope was just wanting to find the gossip and tell Eloise, but yeah, so I guess she became pregnant by a guy named George, who was a soldier. But I feel like there's something missing in that puzzle piece, and hopefully I wonder if we're gonna find out soon, especially when she gives birth or something. But yeah, so that was a lot happened in that episode. I can't wait to watch more. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. And I do hope that Daphne and Simon fall in love, because they do have a lot of chemistry, and I feel like they will fall in love, because that's usually how it goes when someone arranges like a fake engagement, a fake courting. Like, they always fall in love, like most of the time. I don't know all the time they do, but yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. What did you think of Berbrook? Do you think Daphne and Simon are like falling for each other? Like, what do you think Eloise is searching for? Let me answer. Let me know in the question. Sorry, I can't even talk today. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out my Patreon for full-length reactions to this episode and many more. I am going to so the votes are in, and the next movie I'm going to react to is Parasite, because that got a lot of votes, and so I will watch that this weekend, probably Sunday. And then I will upload that probably Monday or Tuesday, because I have like some conferences going on from work, so I gotta do that. But I definitely will find time to post that probably Monday or Tuesday of next week for Parasite. And then more Bridgerton next week. I'm gonna find other things to watch and react to. I will put some votes in my I will post that on my YouTube channel, so don't forget to check that out. Subscribe to my Patreon, like and subscribe. This is moviebuff29 signing out. See ya.